legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. All right, today we're going to talk about the USCIS case review process and, of course, many other things. Friends, I'm immigration attorney John Ting. I practice immigration law in all 50 states of America and across the world, helping you solve your immigration problem. So, of course, as always, you're welcome to ask any questions down below in the comment section, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, and sorry for forgot about Instagram, but TikTok, you can do it too. So, but please keep in mind, I have limited time. I can't go live anymore for an hour, although I love to do it and continue sharing information. So what y'all can do, if for some reason I can't answer your question in the, whether it's you looking for a more in-depth answer or I just don't get your question at all, you're welcome to send us a DM, okay, or a comment below wherever you are, and share this secret code, okay, because it helps our team prioritize. I'm not the only one that reviews questions, by the way. It's just impossible for me to do it by myself. It's just not humanly possible. But I do appreciate everyone's inquiry. We're really thankful that you'll trust us to point you in the right direction or even help represent you in your case from to get you the legal status you deserve. All right, folks. So the secret code today is WIN. Okay, WIN. Share that secret code. So the one way to do that, if you don't have to send us a message, but if you want to call in, that's one way. Call in. You can see that number above, right up here on TikTok. I'm not allowed to share it, so it's ridiculous what they banned us from doing. I got banned by TikTok like 5 minutes a couple weeks ago, so rather not take risk with that. So if you want our info and you didn't catch me earlier on the greencardguys.com, our website, send us a DM and we'll share, our marketing team will respond to those questions as well. Okay. Let's see here. So the internal review, a lot of people are wondering. First disclaimer, I've never worked for USCIS or any government agency. The only, so here's the deal. So, but based on our experience, we understand what the hell US is doing or not doing. All right. So you got to think about it like this. A lot of people have been asking us and sharing that, oh, my online account with USCIS says 2 weeks for the next step or whatever it is. It's likely not true because everyone asks me, how true is it? How accurate is it? You got to think about it. If USCIS or the government agency was that amazing to share that accurate information, then why do cases in general take so freaking long, right? You got to think about it that way. Now, I get it. They are trying to do better, but is it accurate? Probably not. So my point is, don't get your hopes up. That's all I'm trying to say. Look, if they actually do approve your case and get your case to the next step, great, wonderful. Don't hate me, okay? But I'm just saying you got to be realistic of the situation of the years of government or just how government works in general in America. Even though we're a world superpower, but we're slow with immigration. Interesting how that works, huh? So anyways, but yeah, so it goes from, let's say you file a petition, all right? It goes from, and let's say you filed for adjustment of status as well. Step number one is the receipt notice. Is very important, right? Of course, you need the receipt notice because it contains the receipt number and it contains a receipt date. And if it depends on if your family preference, then it has a priority date. That's important to have. But if you're here in the US and you also file for adjustment of status, the 485 application, you're going to also receive the biometrics notice. It's the ASC notice. It's Application Support Center. It's basically USCIS subcontracted out to do the fingerprints. And the purpose of that also is eventually to get your green work permit. but also for residency purposes to check your background, do your background check. Okay. Now, the other thing, even before that, is when do you receive the receipt notice? That's about 3 weeks to 5 weeks after you file your case. I mean, when they receive it, of course. And by the way, hot tip: you do want to mail your package with tracking, whether it's USPS or FedEx, UPS. Just make sure with tracking. Oh, another hot tip, number 2: don't pay by money order, because there's no way to track when they cash that in. Okay, so use the form G1450. I think that's the credit card form, or pay by check. All right. Let's see here. So got a lot of tips, and then after that, I mean, there's a couple more steps after that. If you did not mail in your medical exam sealed envelope, someone asked yesterday, like, what's in a sealed envelope? It's a 693 form. It's basically like, think of it as like a physical exam form, but get a copy of it. Ask the clinic for a copy. All right. But let's say you didn't mail in that medical exam in a sealed envelope. Then eventually USCIS, at least this year, is going to send you a courtesy RFE. Now, if they are going to send you that courtesy RFE for medical, and they actually say mail it back in, then you want to listen to this. You're more likely to have your interview waived, because the other situation is, especially before this year, 2023, they would say courtesy notice, not RFE, courtesy notice. Bring the medical exam to the interview. So there's a key difference. That's a key clue right there, whether your interview is going to be waived or not. Okay. So hopefully that helps. All right, folks. Is it a guarantee that your case is going to be waived, the interview waived? I can't guarantee for you, but that's just a little clue. And then after that, then you get your, if you apply for advanced parole, work travel document, and your work permit, then of course you hopefully get that approval notice. People ask, well, how long will that take? I mean, average 5 to 7 months. Unfortunately, it takes a long time. But in 2023, based on a marriage to U.S. citizen, you're likely going to get that green card, the resident card, sooner than that work permit. It's likely, okay, especially when your case is going to be the interview waived. All right. So, all right, folks. But I don't know much more than that, honestly, in terms of the process. Okay. I mean, there's a lot more steps I could say if there was an interview, but I know a lot of y'all are asking questions. We're going to try our best. Maria's on with us, and she's monitoring for us. Thank you. Hi, Brittany. What's up? So it's now 12:46. Sorry, I started a little bit later today. Just finished up a client meeting. Very, very important, of course. We, what's it called? By the way, if you're a client with us, we make it very easy for y'all to schedule a meeting. Like, you don't even have to email us to ask for a meeting. You don't have to call my team to ask for a meeting. That's nonsense. Like, we're in 2023. We're in the 21st century. There's all these different programs, software that you can self-schedule. So a lot of lawyers are scared about that. I advise this to other lawyer friends, and they're like, well, John, aren't you going to be busy with meetings? No, that's not the point. The point is that we wanted to be transparent, and we wanted to make it easy for you to be able to schedule a meeting so that you know exactly what's going on in your case. I mean, I think we do a good job of that without needing a client meeting, but it's just there just in case you want one. All right. So that's just part of our service. All right. So Maria is going to pin some comments, probably at least 10. Okay. If I don't get to your question, I'm sorry. We're just doing this completely random. No one's entitled to an answer. Sorry. But to be honest, it's just humanly impossible. And I try to speak fast. I know some people say talk slower, but I got questions to answer. Now let's get to it. Okay. Let me go to the first one. Let me pin this one, Maria. Shaista. You got approved for 129F for fiance visa. Okay, 2 months ago. What's next? So the next thing, okay, is you got approved. Okay, you got approved. So the next thing is you should receive an email from the National Visa Center to do the next step. It's 2 months ago already. It's been 2 months for you. So if they didn't receive anything like that, then make sure it didn't go to spam. Okay, check that spam folder, and then You know what I realized? I need to collect these government emails so y'all can save them, so to prevent it from going to spam, just in case. But if you didn't receive it, then there's a way to submit inquiry and say, hey, what the hell's up, basically? Where's my new case number? Okay. Fiance visa cases, there's a lot more steps involved. So I'm not going to go into it in this video, in this show. Okay. I'll probably record a separate video on that. Emily says on YouTube, sometimes the bank blocks the payment. Really interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Thanks, Emily. Yeah, so it's probably just better. I know some of y'all don't like credit card. Try not to use too much credit card that often. But y'all love points, then use a G1450, okay, for payment. I realize, you know what? I didn't even tell Maria. Maria's not on. Because I started the show a little bit later. Oops, my bad. I didn't tell her. Okay, Jocelyn, sir, where can I call you? Okay, so yeah, sorry, because we're on TikTok. TikTok is a little bit sensitive with us sharing that kind of data, I think, just to prevent like any suspicion or something. But I'm dressed in a polo. Y'all can tell I'm a lawyer, hopefully, based on what I'm saying. But please do your due diligence. Check us online, greencardguys.com. Jocelyn, or anyone that's interested in calling us, send us a DM. Today's code is WIN, W-I-N. So send us that code, and then we can share our information, okay? I think as a DM, it might be okay. I don't know. Okay, San Janeman 6. Husband got green card a year ago, but we are not together anymore because of domestic violence. Sorry to hear about your situation. You're not together, so I'm glad you found a better spot, better place for yourself. But I don't know what your question is. Since your husband got a green card, I don't want to assume that you're a U.S. citizen. But if you have a little bit more specific question, I can help you. But if you just making a safe assumption that in case you don't have any status, then you couldn't apply for VAWA. The thing is that USCIS is going to deny you if you don't file within 2 years of that divorce. Okay. If you get divorced, okay, you don't want to wait past that, or 2 years after the divorce, because people get denied. I've heard of that. I've seen it. People call us and ask what you can do. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Maria. Maria's on. Thank you. All right, Lumbe, can I file for my parents outside USA if they don't have a passport? But we'll get it later. That's fine. I believe petition might ask for it, for the passport information, but some information you don't have, we just keep blank, or basically NA for now. But really, a passport, I'm assuming you're meaning your parents are the people who you're sponsoring. So yeah, it's really more important about the passport when it comes to the next phase, the DS-260, which is like phase 3, basically. And then for the interview, because of course the passport, you need to put that visa in there. Which, by the way, folks, if you're in a case where it's consular processing, you need to you have at the time of getting closer to the interview, you need to have a passport that's valid for 6 months, because with this whole like delays of immigration cases, especially abroad, and by the time you finally get the interview or finally get that visa issue, you don't want to be in a situation like, hold up, I need to renew my passport. Who knows? In your country, maybe it takes a lot longer. In America, it takes, for expedited, I think 4 to 6 weeks. So, which is, I think, still pretty fast considering we're a world superpower. Apparently. 765 C14, 90 days ago. I still don't have a receipt notice. 90 days ago? What can you do? There is actually, I would even say after at least 45 days to submit an inquiry. It's there is an option of the tools and resources on uscis.gov for lost receipt or not received, something like that, which is kind of strange. I can't recall exactly right now how that's possible, but because typically for all the other options, you need the receipt notice. So good luck on that. Okay, let's get Jeremy's comment right now from Jamaica. I think, is that Jamaican flag? Okay, well, after Mo. Husband received letter to extend Mo for you. Okay, husband received letter to extend conditions on GC. Okay, remove conditions. Can he still go ahead and file for citizenship? Yes, if it's been 3 years. Okay, 3 years of resident status in general. Okay, and you can actually file up to 3 months. Yeah, up to 3 months before that, just similar to the remove conditions. Okay, so yeah, these cases, it's very unfortunate. It's like a catch 22 that the receipt notice you get on the 751 is automatic extension for 48 months. Is it 48 months? That's 4 years. So that's 4 years that you don't have to necessarily worry about a stamp on your passport to show proof for travel and reentry, but so they save you that inconvenience, but it's super more inconvenient that you don't have the freaking status. Like you don't have the conditions removed. So the way to skip around basically skip around the long delay is if you're still married to the person that sponsored you, fortunately sponsored you, then you can file to become a citizen. Okay, after 3 years, even though your 751 application is still pending. All right, let's answer Jeremy's question. You're 45 and I-130 approved 23 days ago. Congratulations to you. And now you don't even get a notice. Yeah, that is strange. You didn't get a receipt. I mean, approval notice. Is anything wrong? Maybe, maybe not. Assuming you didn't change your address, but I don't know why. Sometimes by the time we get closer to approval notice, some of our clients move. And so if you're in a situation move, then you want to submit to the USPS the forwarding address. Okay, that's number one. And also online with USCIS.gov or Google search AR11. I'm going to record a video about that. We're going to start doing more videos on like how to do certain things. So check that out on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. I don't know about the Instagram thing. We'll see. But yeah, if you didn't get that notice, Jeremy, then you can also go to Tools and Resources on USCIS and submit an inquiry on that as well, which I do recommend, because if for some reason you moved or maybe you didn't move, but somehow they just inputted the wrong address and they sent the green card to that wrong address, that's the reason I would submit that. It's not so much a notice I'm worried about. It's more about the resident card. Okay, because usually by now, usually in about 30 days, you get the green card after approval. And hopefully, worst case scenario, hopefully it wasn't a glitch to even it show approved. Who knows? Online status could be wrong. All right, Justine 10. Can you file a petition for your parents if you're still a green card holder? You know what? I just had this chart open to other. Let me go to it. The green card holder. No, you have to be a U.S. citizen. Okay, but I did have this chart just to make sure. No, you have to be a U.S. citizen. It's only as a resident you can only file for your spouse or an unmarried son or daughter, or married son and daughter. So I'm sorry, unmarried. So yeah, there's a lot of different scenarios. Brittany, you keep hearing about medical exams. Is this also required for spouses abroad? Yes, eventually. Okay, Brittany, I believe in your situation, you filed a petition or you're thinking about it, but your spouse abroad eventually will need to do a medical exam. It's not the 693. That's for people who are inside the U.S. But, and when I say eventually, it's like really close to the end of the case. I mean, hopefully to the end of the case, but it would be like a week or so before the visa interview. So essentially for you, Brittany, and your spouse, is that Once you get the interview date, then that's when you schedule the medical exam abroad in his country. Okay, hopefully that helps. And thanks for coming back and tuning in. Appreciate it. Let me switch over to YouTube real quick. Charan asked, "Hey John, I just did. What is going on with my computer? I just did biometrics yesterday. Your case status showed actively being reviewed yesterday night. Do I know how long it's going to take for me to get the GC? I wish I knew that question. I wish I knew the answer to that. But there's no, unfortunately, black and white timing on when they could be approved. Okay, some people are like 6 more months, some people 2 months. I don't know why they have a difference like that, but if you already gave your medical exam, then you're more likely going to be approved sooner inherently, right? So, but no, I couldn't tell you 2 months, 6 months. I wish I could. Even Zoltar wouldn't have this answer. Okay, user, your husband got expedited removal case. Can you still file for green card for him? We would. There's a situation for sure. We definitely chat with you one-on-one to figure out what was the reason for the expedited removal in the first place, to get some background history on that. Okay, if you were to file a petition, USCIS is not going to stop you. They love your money. Okay, the 535 for petition, they wouldn't reject it because they're not going to review their expedited removal order, for example. It's later on that could be a problem. Okay, but it's a possibility. But we need to look at his documents. Okay, who else we got on TikTok, Maria? Bishop, your dad is a citizen and wants to file for a second kid in Ghana, who is 32 years old, not married. He's a citizen, not married. Yeah, then that would be F1 category, family preference. Okay, so hopefully that helps. But yeah, I can file a petition. It's just that it could take several years after that. Okay. But yeah, that's the first thing to do. And I know some family members, especially siblings. I don't know what how sibling rivalry, whatever. Like sometime in your life you get along, and sometime you don't get along. Look, I mean, hopefully y'all love your siblings or family members enough to say. And if I'm going to find a way to share this chart one day, but just go ahead and file for them. Okay. If it all works out eligibility wise, go ahead and file for them, even though it may take several years later, because I know many people call in like, yo, John, I should have filed for my brother. I should have filed for my sister. Now it's like 10 years later and the U.S. citizen sibling didn't file because at that time, 10 years ago, the sibling says, no, I'm cool. I'm good here in Nigeria. I'm good in Ghana. I'm good in China. I'm going to have a business or I have a good job. And I got my family here. I'm used to the way of life in America here. You got to tell your sibling you don't give a shit about that. Okay. Okay. Just going to be honest. Great. It's great. But the immigration process takes forever. It takes forever. So if anything, if you're a U.S. citizen or you're a resident right now, you're listening to this, okay, do them a favor. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Just file a petition anyway, because a petition only needs to be signed by you, okay? It does not need to be signed by the beneficiary. It does not need to be signed by the foreign national for the petition only. Eventually, for other forms, they would need to sign, right? They would need to provide that data. Okay. But a lot of people say, no, don't worry about it. And then 10 years later say, oh, shoot, especially the F4 category. I just looked today. It was like they're working on a case prior date 2008, folks. That's 15 years. 15 years. Okay. So don't listen to your siblings. Just file it. Okay. If anything, consider it a lifetime gift. All right. Well, it's only step number one, but okay, do that. Do that for them. All right, that's off my little rant-ish there. What can I do if I've been waiting for 2 years? For 2 years? Oh my God, another rant. Here we go. 2 years is a long time on 45. Now, here's the first question I have for you, Celeste. Are you a resident or are you a U.S. citizen? If you are a resident, then it could be a good thing that they're delaying, because then your husband will have to show. Did you say husband? Then your husband will have to show that he has been maintained his status in America. And most people that have this kind of question, they didn't, or this situation, they didn't maintain status. They usually overstayed. So in that case, they need to make sure we talk about a waiver, okay? 601A. Now, let's say you're assuming you're a U.S. citizen, then that's a hell of a long time, all right? Now, we would consider your case for a potential lawsuit to sue USCIS to get your case moving, all right? Yeah, 2 years, 24 months after filing. That's ridiculous. Sorry, get a little excited for this. Okay. Hey, Maria, let's go to Ben. Okay, we'll go to Sylvie first and then Ben after that. Sylvie, can a person who entered the U.S. adjust status when entry with a G2 visa? G2. I haven't heard that actually. Okay. I haven't heard that, but we can check. Because usually for C1D, for crewman visa, is what we hear. We know that is a restriction. But I do know if even like A1 for diplomats or family members of diplomats, that's possible. But for G, that's interesting. I never had that question, actually. So we're happy to take a look. Just DM us, and so we can remember to take a look for you. All right. Anyways, but yeah, appreciate it. Okay, Sylvie. Hopefully you can do that. Okay, let's go to Ben. By the way, folks, if you appreciate the way we share information, the way, you just appreciate our information in general, if you don't mind, go to reviewtinglaw.com, www.reviewtinglaw.com. And especially if you talk to one of our CARES team specialists, they're not lawyers, but they really try to help out and really intentional about customer service. Please mention your name in your feedback, okay? We're always trying to improve. Yes, even myself. A little self-reflection here. Okay, so, oh my goodness, 99 messages, 99 questions, 99 problems, and USCIS doesn't care. Maria, you got it? Okay, after Alicia, please pin Ben. Are visa interviews ever waived? Visa interviews for IR1 after 601A approval? Hell no, they don't waive that. Come on. I wish. No, I'm just messing with you, but no, they don't waive interviews to consular. Look, we sue the government quite often, okay? State Department, for example, USCIS. So we understand the number one excuse they share and why delays of cases is background check. So that is for a good reason, honestly, as a world superpower, that they're not going to waive interviews. Now they are doing pilot program to waive interviews for people in other case types, other applications who've already been interviewed. But in this kind of situation, no one's been interviewed before unless you had to apply for a waiver beforehand. But I mean, they're not allowing it right now. That would be great, but there's no like blanket rule to waive interviews for consular processing. That would be wonderful. Let's see. Let's go to Ben. Okay, because I know I've been mentioning your name, buddy. All right, sir. You just joined live. Welcome. Maria, we got to go to Ben. Okay, I got Ben. Pin it. I pinned it. Okay, don't move it. Ben, you just joined live. Wife was deported. Sorry to hear that. Do we need a I-212 after her 5-year ban is over? No. If the ban is over, the time period is over, you don't need it, thankfully. But so just depending on timing, right? Because I-212, you technically, I mean, there's no rule that says you can't file it now, but it's really, most people file it after your first interview. But the problem with that is that the online, I think it showed like 16 months processing time. I just checked yesterday. There's so many that I'm checking, so I can't remember exactly, but it was definitely more than 12 months. So it is frustrating. So I don't know your timing. I don't know. It's already been 5 years. Um, okay, Maria, you got the next pin. Let's see, Mikey on YouTube. What's up? Welcome, AR0009. Adjustment of status to green card due to marriage. How long did it take? I mean, marriage, and are you a U.S. citizen or your sponsor a U.S. citizen? Then in 2023, okay, 2023, it's average 3 to 5 months. Okay, and when someone says adjustment of status, that means the immigrant foreign national is in the United States. That is not for people who are abroad, unfortunately. Okay, 2 more questions because my stomach is getting at me. I gotta eat something. Hopefully y'all had lunch. Hey, what's up, Lipstick and Law? Let me check out your profile. Your dad is a U.S. citizen, born in Canada. Can you apply to work and live in U.S.? He's not on your BC though. Oh, he's on your BC, so you probably don't have a birth consular report abroad either. It may depend on the timing of when he became a U.S. citizen. Was he born in America? That matters. That's a follow-up question. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get to follow-up questions, so just DM us and we'll figure it out. Okay, if we need to set up a consultation, then we'll figure that out as well. But hopefully in Canada, maybe there's a process to amend the birth certificate even after the fact. Okay. I don't know how it works in Canada or your province, but hopefully that's possible. Maria, let's go to VJ. Okay. Let me see if I can pin it faster than who can pin it the fastest. Okay. All right. I got VJ. All right. Opla opposing to terminate your asylum case. You think IJ will grant to terminate? Are you saying that Opla DHS attorneys already opposed it, or you're speculating? Because how we do it is at first, build up the case for you, right? The documentation, evidence, and we present the argument to dismiss your case to the government attorneys. So Opla, DHS, whatever the heck you want to call them. And if for some reason they oppose it and they don't want to join our motion to terminate or dismiss your case, that's okay. It would be great. But back in the day, before Biden, Opla, DHS, they didn't care to join that many motions, very few of them, even during Obama years, right? But so it's not required to get Opla on board, but it certainly helps because, a judge will more likely grant approval, grant a dismissal if DHS, Opla is also on board with us. But yeah, I mean, we've had cases, our colleagues, friends have cases where someone who's an asylum applicant have a 589 pending and got it dismissed from court. So if yours is not being dismissed, then there's maybe a reason for that. Hopefully you don't have any criminal background history that would prevent that from happening, prevent it from dismissal. All right, user, how long is K1 visa taking now? You apply in January, what? We live in the U.S. What you mean you live in the U.S.? K1 is for K1. So this is a little bit confusing. USCIS does not do a good job. I'm sure somewhere, maybe in instructions, I would think. So K1 is for someone who's abroad, right? So if you're in the U.S., now I'm not saying that your fiance cannot visit the U.S., but if your fiance is in the U.S. already, DM us when. Okay, DM us. Let's chat. Okay, because it could be another strategy you might want to take advantage of. Because K1 is for the visa. So if your spouse is intending to or fiance intending to overstay, first of all, that's an immigration violation. I cannot, as a lawyer, suggest you to overstay, especially in a live show. But I can tell you, we have many clients who overstay, and we're able to help them get a green card, but not through K1. It'd be through another case type. Okay, we call that adjustment of status. All right, but it depends on the timing, what your fiance's intent is to do, or maybe no intent. Let's not talk about that on the live show. Let's see here. But yeah, DM us WIN, WIN, and our team can help prioritize these inquiries because we want to give y'all some value, some kind of priority because you've been joining live. We go live Monday through Friday. Some of y'all join us every day, which is which is very thoughtful because there's so many other attorneys, immigration attorneys on YouTube. So we appreciate it. All right, Mikey on YouTube. You asked, what is the processing time for Biden humanitarian program applied for 2 people in May? Still haven't heard anything while others get confirmed approved right away by USCIS. There is no processing time. I mean, I'll check. I don't think I've ever checked actually before, but well, maybe I have. All right, this is what I do. So, by the way, on TikTok, and we're going to upload it to YouTube as well. I don't, but how to check in general. Yeah, the thing is, and let me share my screen on YouTube and Facebook so you can see. But in general, they USCIS, I don't know why it shows like this. USCIS has a limitation of a number of humanitarian parole they're gonna like extend, I guess you can say, or grant. So I don't remember the number. It's in the thousands, I think, maybe 2,000. But here, yeah, it's not listed. You can't see it on Facebook or YouTube. When I select the drop down, I clicked on forum. The one, the one you're asking about is 131, 134, or 131A. It's not on here. So it's very unfortunate. Okay. I'm sorry, Mikey Peter, but gotta sit tight. Okay. And I don't even know actually right now if you can even submit an inquiry because they don't have processing times, and you need to have some kind of processing time to be able to know when to submit inquiry. So kind of backwards system. Yeah, and even if you call the hotline, not saying you cannot call, you should not call the hotline. Maybe check out with Emma, the website chat. Try that first, okay? But you call the hotline, that might give you the runaround anyway. So I know, super frustrating. All right, let's go to Andrea on TikTok. Hi there, you're a U.S. citizen. Your husband's from Mexico. Got 2 kiddos. And he said DUIs in the past. So number one, tip for now. That's the past is the past. But moving forward, especially y'all that want to get immigration status, residency, become a citizen, stop going to the bar, stop going to your friend's house, get a beer. And of course, typically not one beer. Stop drinking that vino and then drive like 1 hour later. Okay. You gotta sober up. If you're going to drink somewhere else, sober up. And especially if it's a bar, plan ahead. Just get Uber, Lyft, old school taxi, whatever it is. Do not drink and drive, please. Okay. Because we had heard of a situation. We help people get their visa, their green card, citizenship, or before citizenship, and they get DUI. It's just bad news bears, okay? But it is possible to get a green card which I should have just said that first. But Andrea, yeah, it's still possible to get a green card for your husband, okay? But depends on a couple other things. So DM us the secret code WIN or give us a call and we'll set up a meeting with you, okay? Let's see here. Yeah, 134A, Mickey. Yeah, it's not on there, unfortunately. Thanks for confirming that. So that's the thing. We don't even accept those cases because imagine, like, not to say you would do this, Mickey, but like if I don't have a pretty good idea how long these would take, and it doesn't take much to file these, to be honest, then that's why we don't offer service on that. So, but yeah, thanks for the 134A. But yeah, it's just frustrating not knowing the timing of things. Okay, Deji, how long does it take to get PD? Prosecutorial discretion, approved, which means basically most get your case dismissed from court. There's no time frame either, unfortunately, for that. But if you're more likely to get a sooner response, at least starting with Department of Homeland Security, if you have an active case. So meaning your case is not administratively closed, it's not yeah, basically it's not admin closed or it's not ordered removed already, because those situations it's going to take longer because DHS OPLA is prioritizing people who have an active case where, for example, might have a court hearing like next month or next week. Then, but it's not upon Department of Homeland Security or OPLA to contact you. It's upon you or your lawyer to contact them. Okay, that's just how it works. If you want something, you got to go get it. So same thing for y'all. If y'all want legal status, you got to go get it. You got to apply. But first, of course, make sure you're eligible. And that's why we go here live to help you go through some of the requirements, not all of them, but some of the key ones that you might be concerned about. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm at the 40-minute mark. I'm going to answer one more question. All right, Murray, if you're still on. Let's see here. One more question, if you want to pin it, and we'll go from there. I'm sorry if I can't answer your question. Then please DM us or give us a call. Okay, it's really better for we have more people to answer the phone, more team members to answer the phone than DM. But whatever is easier for you. Can someone following VAWA still get approved if they've been convicted of felony, third degree non-aggravated? I don't know. That's a kind of situation that even for when you're reviewing, any attorney reviewing immigration consequences of crimes, it takes a lot more time. So that's definitely not a TikTok type of question answer. Sorry, I wish I could help you. So let's get one more question on there. But this is one you definitely need to pay for a consult type because we need to review documentation. Okay. And just by default, just because it's a felony doesn't mean that it's like automatic no. But with still, any lawyer would need to look at the documents, disposition, the order, judgment, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Let's go to one more question. Let's go to, okay, let me pin Nancy. Okay, this is the last question. Sorry, folks. How long after you send your RFE will your spouse get AOS green card? Kind of like a $500,000 question. This is gonna, I mean, we've had clients get approved in like 2 weeks, 1 week, 30 days, 2 months. It's hard to say. But some of y'all that comment here on the live shows, some of y'all say like you've been waiting like 6 months or so. It's hard to say. And it also doesn't really matter the field office, the location, because I think it just depends on the caseload. And I bet that, I think I bet money, but I bet that they don't have a really good workflow on, like, let's just say even a pile of cases, like, oh, all these cases right here, we need to give a decision based on RFE. That sounds better than a free-for-all, and I think it's a free-for-all. So that's probably why it's slower. Okay. But yeah, that's it for today. Okay, folks, I really appreciate it. But yeah, stay tuned. In that kind of situation, Nancy, we do have a team member that checks every week in this stage. So make sure you check out your status every week. Yeah, you probably don't need a lawyer at this point for sure. Or as my almost 5-year-old daughter would say, for real, I can't believe it. Joke's on me. All right, folks, we appreciate it. In the meantime, as I mentioned before, tap the screen on TikTok for the hearts. And if you can on YouTube and Facebook, click the thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And if you don't mind, even if you don't want to talk with us, it's cool. You're a little shy. Send us a DM. But if you appreciate this information, please go to reviewtinglaw.com. And it means the world to me. Anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care.